You know, we always talk about the future arriving slowly, bit by bit. But what if that's not how it works? What if a whole new technological era, a deep, fundamental shift in how we do everything, just showed up all at once in a single week?
It's a pretty wild thought, right? Sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. You'd think these massive, world-altering changes would be spread out over years or even decades. But that's not what we're talking about today.
Because, and this is the key thing, this isn't some hypothetical thought experiment. We are looking back at a real, kind of chaotic and absolutely groundbreaking week in January 2026. Some people are already calling it week 35 of the AI era, where all these seemingly separate breakthroughs just dropped, all at once. It was the week the future finally and very suddenly landed.
So let's start with the stuff that affects you and me directly. This isn't about AI in a far-off lab. This is about how it quietly integrated itself into our daily lives, and the first place it showed up was our health.
So ChatGPT Health went live, and look, this is a complete game changer. You can now securely hook up your own medical history, and boom, the AI isn't giving you generic advice anymore. It's giving you answers based on your actual data. And this is so powerful, it's already been credited with saving a life after it flagged a dangerous drug interaction that human doctors had completely missed.
And the scale of this is just insane. 230 million health questions were already being asked on ChatGPT every single week. But now, all those questions have personal context. Think about it. It's the difference between reading a generic medical textbook and having a deep conversation with a specialist who knows your entire life story.
Okay, and then while we were all sleeping, Google pushed a massive update to 3 billion people. Just let that number sink in. The biggest email service on the entire planet got a core upgrade, and most of us didn't even notice it happen.
And here's the kicker. This was on by default. You didn't have to do a thing. Gemini AI is just there now. It's summarizing those ridiculously long email chains, it's drafting replies that actually sound like you wrote them, and it's even smart enough to link your flight confirmation with your hotel booking. This is by far the biggest change to Gmail in its 22-year history, and it all just happened in the background.
And then there was this. A problem that some of the smartest people have been trying to crack for decades was, well, it was basically solved. 11 labs released Scribe v2. And this isn't just a little bit better, it's practically real-time, with an error rate so low it's almost unbelievable. It's so fast, the words are appearing on your screen pretty much before you've even finished saying them. For anyone who has to deal with audio, this is a massive, massive deal.
Okay, so that was our digital world getting a huge upgrade. But in that very same week, AI also made a giant leap from our screens and into the physical world. We're talking about our roads, our cars, and even our factories.
Let's just start with the most important number, 90%. After millions of miles of real-world driving, the data is officially in. Waymo's robotaxis are involved in 90% fewer serious crashes compared to us, us easily distracted humans. That one statistic pretty much changes the entire conversation about self-driving cars.
And you've got to get this idea out of your head that this is some niche experiment. It's not. Waymo just massively expanded its service to 12 major cities, including places like London and Vegas. After 10 million rides, calling a car with no one in it is no longer some weird San Francisco thing. It's quickly becoming a global reality.
This slide perfectly explains the huge leap in the tech that's making this possible. The old self-driving AIs, they could see the world. They could identify a car, a pedestrian, a lane. Okay, cool. But NVIDIA's new model, Alpamayo, it can reason about the world. It gets the context. So if a traffic light is broken, it doesn't just freeze up. It analyzes the flow of traffic and makes a smart, safe decision. And this isn't a concept. Mercedes is already shipping this in its brand new cars.
This quote just perfectly captures the next big shift we saw this week. For years, we've seen these incredible, flashy videos of humanoid robots, but they were always just demos. Well, not anymore.
Boston Dynamics' brand new Atlas robot is here. It's fully electric, no wires, and it's running autonomously on Google DeepMind's powerful Gemini brain. But here's the most important part. It's not for viral videos anymore. It is already being tested on the assembly lines in Hyundai factories. The workforce as we know it is officially starting to change.
So all of these breakthroughs are absolutely incredible. But you have to ask yourself, what's powering it all? Well, it takes an almost unimaginable amount of money and raw computing power to make all this a reality. Let's take a look at the engines driving this whole new era.
20.
billion. That is not a typo. That is the size of the war chest that Elon Musk just raised for his AI company, xAI. This isn't just an investment. It's basically a declaration of war in the AI arms race, and it's aimed squarely at his competitors like OpenAI. The amount of money being poured into this field is just staggering.
And this table basically shows you his master plan. It's an AI trifecta. He's got X, Twitter, for the world's biggest source of real-time human conversation. He's got Tesla with its fleet of cars and robots, gathering data from the physical world. And he has Colossus, a new supercomputer that's planned to have 1 million GPUs to provide the raw horsepower to train it all. It's a completely self-contained ecosystem.
And just when you thought the hardware couldn't possibly get any faster, NVIDIA, the absolute king of AI chips, announces its next-generation platform, Rubin. It is 5 times more powerful than their last generation, Blackwell, which was already a huge leap forward. This relentless exponential growth in computing power is the rocket fuel for this entire revolution.
Okay, so we've seen how AI is changing our health, our cars, and our factories. But it's also changing something a little more fundamental and a lot more fun: how we play. You have got to love this. LEGO introduced the Smart Brick. It's literally a tiny computer packed inside a classic 2x4 brick. And suddenly, your creations come to life. You snap on a minifigure and you can hear its lightsaber hum. Your LEGO race cars can now automatically detect who crossed the finish line first. This is the biggest thing to happen to LEGO since 1978, and it brings this new layer of intelligent, interactive fun to an absolute classic.
And for all you gamers out there, Razer showed off something called Project Aoba. A camera watches your screen, an AI analyzes everything you're doing in real time, and a literal holographic companion appears on your desk to give you instant feedback and coaching. It's like having a pro esports coach sitting right next to you for every single game. So let's just take a quick breath and recap all of this. In a single week, AI became your personal medical analyst. Your email got a massive, invisible upgrade. Humanoid robots actually started clocking in for work. Driverless cars went mainstream. The next generation of super-powered AI chips was unveiled, and even our LEGO bricks got a brain. And this, right here, is the most important takeaway from all of this. None of what we've talked about is a demo, or a concept, or some 5-year plan. This is not a roadmap of what's coming. This is all live. It's happening right now. The future we were all waiting for didn't trickle in. It arrived all at once.
It's truly an incredible moment to be living through. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, exciting, and maybe just a little bit terrifying question. If all of that happened in week 35, what on earth does week 36 look like?